All right, well, here we are for an embodiment meditation. What a wonderful way to get centered into your body, into the fullness of your being. What a wonderful way to get ready for a meaningful conversation. So often our conversations can become so distracted with a lot of chatter. But when we're completed with an embodiment meditation, even a short one, it gives us a greater presence of being so that we can speak from a place of deeper truth and a place of greater wisdom, and we can access greater joy as a result. So let's go ahead and start. We always start the actual meditation by simply noticing the breath. So just notice the breath moving in and out. And what's important about the noticing is that the noticing itself is kind of a neutral, positive noticing. It's a generic and general overall noticing, in the sense that you're not looking for anything to be a certain way. What I do want you to notice is any qualities about the breath right now. Like, is the breath deep or shallow? Is the breath fast or slow? And simply noticing the qualities of the breath. Now, when you take the time to notice the qualities of the breath, what you are implicitly saying to yourself is, I am worthy of my own attention. I'm worthy of my own presence of being. Noticing the quality of the breath, and then noticing if the quality of your breath has changed, even subtly, since starting to notice the breath. And now expanding that sense of awareness to the entire body. Often when we're asked to notice the body, we're asked to specifically focus on something that's bothering us. Now we're not doing that here. We're noticing the body in a general positive way, the way that we might notice an infant sleeping on the other side of the room, with a sense of sweetness. And so we're offering ourselves that sense of sweetness. A lot of times in our culture, we're taught that when we gaze inwardly toward ourselves, we need to look for what's wrong, what's problematic. This is really, really important, because how we gaze at ourselves influences all of the decisions we make. It influences how we show up when we look in the mirror. It influences how we show up when we are connecting with other people and even other animals and other plants. It influences how we show up, period. And when we gaze at ourselves in ways that we're looking for what's wrong or what needs to be fixed, we're treating ourselves as though we're small. Our value is not as precious as it really truly is. When we gaze at an infant, if we are normal, healthy human beings, there's a sense of preciousness inside of our gaze. It just rises up from our hearts, right? And so if it's true for an infant, then at what point does it not become true for a child or an adult? And so that's the big lie. That's the big lie. And so when we adjust our gaze toward ourselves, toward our bodies, to be kind and generous and precious, we become situated in a much larger and truer state of being. We come from a place of valuing what's truly important. The mind likes to tell us that there are 1,000 things that are important. Most importantly, other people's opinions. And here we are saying, wow, I exist. Wow, there's my breath. Wow, there's my body. There's my presence in this world. And now shifting the gaze to beyond your body, to your entire presence. And offering yourself a beautiful phrase. I was born to be seen. I was born to take up space. Do you ever notice that the tiniest infant in a room will gather the attention of the entire room into their direction? That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about an egoic sense of I was born to be seen, everybody look at me. I'm talking about a sense of who you are being. I was born to be seen. I was born to take up space. Just acknowledging your own very precious self. Notice what it feels like to turn toward yourself with that kind of kindness and love. I believe that when we give ourselves that gift, we fill ourselves up, and then we have so much more to give to others. We also, when we give ourselves that gift, we begin to really feel what it feels like to feel good. And when we do that, we become much more discerning about setting boundaries with people who want to take away that good feeling. We begin to say no at more subtle stages versus letting things get out of hand. We begin to become way more intelligent about kind of naturally and automatically and healthily setting boundaries rather than just either being a doormat or putting up walls. We become a lot more intelligent about who to let in and who acknowledges their own preciousness and therefore can acknowledge mine without any agenda. It's that relatedness without agenda that feels like the best ice cream dessert on the planet. And it's something that goes way beyond words. It's something that when you feel it, if you've never felt it before, it feels like an oasis in the middle of a desert. And then once you have that feeling, you just want to share it more because it feels so good. And that's why when it comes to wholeheartedness, this is the feeling of wholeheartedness. You can't really live a life of wholeheartedness all by yourself. You need other people in your world who are also sensing into how precious they are and how precious you are. Again, not from any egoic sense, but just from the sense of your very existence. I've heard it said that unworthiness is putting up with negative feelings for a long period of time. And here we are, in a real subtle way, doing the exact opposite. Generating positive feelings just because of your own very existence. And so let's do one more expansion of our gaze. We've gone from the breath to the body to the energy field and taking up space. And now let's gently and lovingly acknowledge the entire planet, all the people in it, all the animals and things in the planet. And let's feel our a heartful connection with everything. Love connects us all. And let's turn that kind, loving, generous gaze toward the entire planet, feeling the entire planet in your own heart. Feeling yourself so big, so grand, so universally ginormous that the entire planet fits in your heart. And you gaze toward the planet with simple, pure love. The same generous, kind gaze that you would give to an infant. Just, oh, how precious. Look at all those colors and those things and those people and those ants and those trees and those rocks and those sunsets. Just beautiful. Just beautiful. So what we're acknowledging here in this embodiment meditation is the one thing that we always have a choice about, which is the quality of our gaze, the quality of our love, and where we aim it. And that's our power. Now feel that power in your body. What does that feel like in your body? Because on the one hand, it's very grand and big and huge and wide. And on the other hand, it's very embodied. It's very grounding. It's very presence-oriented. And it puts us in a position to be open for the magnificence of what wants to be revealed in the conversation to come. And so just bring your awareness back into the physical space in full. Give yourself a hug and big thanks to yourself for being open and available to so much love from you. And let's move on to the rest of our day.